Hi everyone, I'm a big fan of Flowlu's new doc builder app, and I've seen a few questions in the group about it. So I thought maybe do this video to introduce it to you from an end-to-end perspective, so that we start with nothing and that we end up sending something to a client, um, and then just explore the different elements that are within it and things that I love about it. I've moved all my documents now over to Flowlu, and it's really well thought out. The process is good, the formatting is good. Does it fit every single use case that anyone can ever think of? Probably not, but I bet you it's 98%, 99%. Certainly, as far as use cases are concerned, all of mine and other people that I know satisfies their use cases. So it's very, very good. A couple of points just before I start, just to explain that this Flowlu that I am working with to show you the doc app is my training one, and it's got rubbish in it. There's no personal data, so I'm not telling any secrets at all. I do have my other Flowlu, which is where I run my business and I do everything that's not going to be get shared. So just to be clear on that. And then number two, because in Flowlu we can choose what kind of interface that we have, we can personalize it. It's not all screens may match exactly what you have chosen as your user interface, but it's always in the same kind of area. The buttons might be slightly differently placed, but it's going to be the same area. And hopefully you'll be able to follow through. Right, with that, let's dive in. The first thing that we have to do in Flowlu, of course, is to install the app. And because it's an add-on. And how we do that is we can either click on more here, or we can click on the cog wheel, wherever the cog wheel is for you. And we do that, and apps. Here we go. And we go down, and there in the add-ons at the end, because it's the latest and it's the newest, is docs. So we click on that, and the blue button in the top right is all we need to know, and we click install, and then it goes off and does its own thing. And as you can see on the bottom left, I've now got a docs icon, and here is the interface for the documents. As you can see, you've got a couple of invoice templates that are included, and there's a contract one that's included as well. So, those could be used straight off the bat. Okay, you go in and you edit those, and you create an estimate from scratch with this particular example. So what I'd like to do is, because I've got existing contracts, I don't want to use Flowlu's contracts. I've got my own housekeeping documents, so I'm going to just take an imaginary one and then work with that, which I think will be the most common use case for people who are already up and running in business. So let's go down here in contract. We can change the name, by the way, of these, agreements. It could be contracts, it could be proposals, it could be, whatever you want to do. But I've changed this to agreements. Now, what we do is we simply click New Template, and I want to create my own template, not based on anything. So it's just literally going to be blank. And there we have it. Let's give you a quick overview here. These are content blocks, and when you type in them, you activate. You can have the HTML code, what the formatting is, for example, like that. Just the usual kind of things. Embed images, that's where you'd want to put a logo in, a table, links, and text color and text size, etc. These here are just allowing your handles to allow you to change position and order. The three dots here is duplicate, delete, and design. When you click on design, you get these elements on the right. So you can change for the active block what the font is, the size, the color, background image, and if you want borders and rounded corners and all that. So there's a lot of great, good stuff in there. Right. And I've come out of that. So those are our empty blocks. And those are the 3 dots, and the X is about inserting values, not just from invoice, but from other places. And we're going to come to that very shortly. So on the right here, we have the panel that gives us settings, design, and variables. So let's give this a description. Let's say the contractor, we'll call that. You don't have to do this, but it's just, if you have lots, it'll be useful. If you have several organizations, you can make it applicable only to a particular organization, which is great because you can then brand it differently. Yeah. But I've just got one, obvious, and so that's going to be there. You've got currency options here as well. I'm just going to keep them switched off because it's a proposal, so there's not going to be money. Sorry, it's a contract, so there's no money involved. Cool. Right, here, design, we saw that a minute ago, and the variables, this is in general, but when you have a block that's active, then it'll apply to the active block. And then here's where the magic happens. It's the variables, and look at them all. Right, I'll just move this out of the way. In fact, move back down there. You have essentially everything that's in your Flowlu, okay? That's relevant, yeah. And it includes your custom fields. So any custom fields that you've created, that they can be included. And so what they are is the little lines of code that you click on when you find the one you want, and then it's copied to the clipboard, and then you paste it into the document, and you're going to see that in a minute. And that then means that whenever you create a document for any project, for any client, for any product, the variable applicable to all of those conditions will be what's inserted. So that's brilliant, because then it really does just mean you set this up, it's one and done, and you're off. Okay, but you're going to see the end-to-end process in this video, so let's keep going. Now, if we go back to settings, something really, really important, and I miss it a few times, and then kick myself because I know better. And it's this button here, active. We want this one to be active, because if it's not active, it won't be displayed as an option to send a document. It's not considered a live document. So this is where you tell Flowlu, I want to see this when I'm creating a document. Because at the moment, we're just creating a template. We're not creating a document. We're creating a template. And again, you'll see how all that works shortly. But this is the thing. Oh, I should show you the 3 dots. That's just copy this template or delete this template. So this is the magic, though. The docx import. I think most people who have already got their own businesses up and running will have some kind of library of documents. It may just be 1 or 2. It could be 20 or 25. This is such a time saver, just to get all the raw documentation content into your template. So that's what I'm going to do. And actually, just to show you, this is what it is. It's a 10-page document that I bought ages ago, and I've never used it. So we're just going to use this as an example, okay? And here you can see there are spaces for variables. And I like to put my variables at the front of a document anyway, because then I can see quickly, yeah, that's right. Yeah, click, off you go and send it. However, be aware that if you put variables further on and embed, you're going to have to go through the whole document. So that's what we're going to pull in. I'll just close that off, and we're going to hit doc import, and there is there, and boom. You see how quick that was? It's a 10-page document, and now it's just in, right? There are our blank ones that were, when you start from scratch, they're there. We can just delete these out. So now we have simply got this, okay? Now, it is now a formatting exercise. So, we want that to be heading 1, don't we? boom, 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 boom. And this will be heading 2. And so on. And then you can start just making it your own. Looks really great. I love the color that they've chosen. This is off black thing. And then you want to put your logo in. So let me just go and find my stash of current logos. Left align, bang, put it in there. Make it smaller. So as you can see, this, we've saved a lot of time in getting it in, and then we just spend some time formatting it. But the content is there, right? Content is there. So what shall we make that heading 3 just for laughs and giggles? There we go. You see? So we're now making sense of it. But what we have to do now is we've got these underlines. These are where the variables are. So let's work on this, because this is where the magic is, and the time save. And we're going to click on the right up at the variables here. And what we wanted to do here is effective of, so this is for a project, so I want the start date, right? The project start date. So I'm going to type in start, right? And I'm going to click on that. And just put that there. And just for ease of us seeing it, so I'm going to make this a bright pink so it stands out. Okay, like so. And our principal address, and we want now to find the account name. So the search feature is really good, because if we've got lots of documents, custom fields and things like that, then you really want to have that search function to save time. Right, now we're going to have the billing address, which is here, copied. Boom, boom. Look at that. Gotta love this. And having an email address up there. No point me highlighting it yet. Take that one. Oh, I'm forgetting to make it all pink, haven't I? Dear Neil. All right. Of course, you don't have to do this bit, but there you go. And having an email address and a telephone number. So let's telephone. No, there won't be, because it's phone, isn't it? Yeah. Account phone. There we are. Okay. Right. So we're now done with that. Okay. Now, like I say, you would think about all your variables that you want and have that available and ready, and have that available and ready. Sorry, I pressed the pause button and I didn't mean to. I was trying to get it out of the way because I wanted to, you can put a signature block in here. I think it's hilarious. Flowlu, that is still in Russian, but you just overtype this, right? So company name, all right, and contractor name, right? Do that, and then there you have your signature blocks for that. That's all very, very good. So we're essentially, that's us done with this template. Obviously, spend more time formatting it, getting it consistent, whatever your house rules are, making sure that it's consistent across all the documents. The last thing you want is the customer to think, who is this? I've never seen this before. But that's us now done it. And so we can go back to here, and you'll see the little preview now when I I'll just click refresh. You'll see there it is. It's updated. It's got the logo, and that's grand. We've now created our document. Hurrah! And that was quite painless. You've got to think about variables, use the search box, and make sure it's active, right? And another way that you know it's active, you get this blue tick. So when I want to create a document, I should see contract and agreements. Yeah. Okay. So let's go do that. And this scenario is all about a lead that I've just converted into a project, and we're wanting to do some SEO for Ralph Lauren. I told you this is all rubbish data in here. And we're going to have Rachel Green. You might remember her from Friends, and she's going to be working with us on the project. So we go to the project, and we have our data in here. It's all very basic, but it's all there. And in the top right, and you'll get this in all the modules, there'll be a document button. Yep. And so, the relevant ones, so things like opportunities and all that good stuff, there's now a document button. And we click on that. So there's invoice, estimate, but then there's agreements. And remember we said we should see contract and agreements? But that's what we're seeing. So now, when I click this, we're going to create a document using the template we've just built, but the variables applicable to this project should be inserted where the pink variables were, right? So let's just do that. And look at that. Isn't that marvelous? So this master independent is entered into and effective as of 2024/01/15. So that's the formatting it's chosen. It's Ralph Lauren, having principal place business at Famous Street, New York, United States. Oh, I mustn't have done that in pink. Apologies for that. Having an email address of Rachel Green at Ralph Lauren and a telephone number of boom. That is now ready to go. Obviously, you proof it, and make sure it's all there, blah, 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 boom, boom, yeah. You'd spend more time than me, obviously. You can add, and this is where you do the send. This is like, the finance module, and you send an invoice out. You then have where it's going to go. You can add more people to it. What the template is, the document, there's a whole bundle of things that we can set in here as part of it all, because it's in there. And then up here, you can open it in a new tab, external link, and the 3 dots is download a PDF of the document, print it, and then if you're happy with it, you hit the send button. Right? I'm not going to send it because it's a fake email address. Let's just go to Friends. But yes, that's how the doc works. It's great. And then, of course, when you go to your project, you'll see that an agreement has been set up. It's here. And actually, maybe you don't want to call it that. We just want a contractor. Yeah, like so. See, so it's updated, and boom, boom. It's document number contractor. So you can do your own. This is what I mean. It's really well thought out, and then there's a whole process with it's been sent, and you can see what's happening with it. So that's how you do it, and it's really, really quick. I've spent a bit of time talking about it. I mean, that's roughly 20 minutes, but yeah. It's really, really good. So I recommend everybody at least installs it and has a play with it. And seriously, like I say, every single one. I've got about 14, 15 different kinds of proposal formats and contract, statement of work, master services agreement, all that kind of stuff. There's probably 14 or 15 of them. They're all in now. They're full of variables. You think about it once, you don't have to think about it again. If you do need to think and say, oh, yeah, I need to change that, Well, you go into Docs, you go into your templates, you click and you edit it. Point to note is it doesn't apply the edit retrospectively. It's only for future ones, which makes complete sense. But just bear that in mind. The old ones will remain unedited. All the next ones you generate from templates will use the updated version. And then if we go, just to finish off, we can go to documents now, because we were in templates. We can go to documents and we can see that we've created for Ralph Lauren this document, and we can go straight here and look at all the contracts. So if there's 20 projects that all the things have gone out, we'd see them listed here. So there's two ways of looking at it, just as a list of documents, or you can go into each project and you can see what documents have been sent out. And actually, I should really just close the loop completely. And let's go back to apps, because of course you can set permissions. And you can have the roles and permissions, user access settings, and then the description. That's just the same as it was when we started up. So again, you may not want everybody to have access to it, or restrict what they can do with it. So again, it's all been thought through very well. Happy to answer any questions that you've got arising out of this, and I'll be happy to help. I think it's great, and another great app to expand all the brilliant stuff that Flowlu can already do. So with that, I'll leave you, and all the best. Cheers.